we almost doubled the marginal profit for a business, right? So this is a business that has really, really high volume content. They do hundreds of projects per day, and they used to make $15 per project or per bid they placed. And we're split testing pricing, and they're now doing $28 per project. So this is a business that does about $500,000 per year in profit. So yeah, if we can get them to double that, that's insane with no changes whatsoever to the service. So I want to show you guys how we set this up in Airtable. So because I was just so pumped about this result. So fundamentally, what we do is place bids on projects, and there's a bunch of them. And all we do is say, okay, so a project comes in and it's like this size. What should we bid on the project? So we started out with testing $30 per page versus $35 per page. And then we measured, so 35 versus 35 versus 30 here. So it's like variant A versus variant B. We placed 138 versus 139 total bids and 59 versus 58 project one. So, about the same conversion rate. Like this one was like maybe a slightly lower, but like not really noticeable, right? And so you think, well, that's all well and good. Seems like one of them is not really that good, or that 35 was actually technically a lower conversion rate. But here's the thing: his fixed price or his fixed costs are fixed. So everything above that, like $5 extra, isn't 1/6 better. It's actually significantly better. So the marginal profit was like $5 per page more, which is like 30%, right? Not that small. So 30% profit increase just on this one test. So then what we do is calculate which one should we go for next. So that goes to 35 versus 40, right? And here we saw a little drop in, or actually the conversion rate was kind of about the same as the first one for the first variant, but like lower for the second variant, right? So we have 35 versus 40, but we're still winning on the marginal profit gain, right? So actually, if you have a choice between 35 and 40 at these numbers, you should actually choose 40. So we have a 4% boost there. And what we did was then test 40 versus 45. That's the test that's currently running. And I think I changed the programming a little bit, so it switches every 200 bids. So what's super interesting here is now we have a lower conversion rate, but a much higher marginal profit. What I really like about, and the way the code works now is, I'll show you this, is what the code will do is when the decided flag turns on and the test status is active, it creates the new test record. It creates variant A and B, ends the current test, and starts the new test. So it's automatically always testing due prices A versus B all the time. So I thought this was so cool. If you run a business, like I'm sure there's like lots of different use cases here, but I wanted to share the thinking, the methodology here, because I just think this is like so interesting, seeing how we can almost double the profitability of a business. And this is like literally in a few weeks. So this was from January 29th was the first time we ever ran this. And we've just been testing over the last 1,000 records since then, to now versus 40 versus 45. Probably the next test is going to be like 45 versus 50. The other really interesting thing is, if you think about this, like if we're winning 40% of projects and we drop that to 30% of projects, sure, the profitability goes up, but the other really interesting thing is that the work goes down. So he's paying his writers per project, but his project management staff and like obviously he's not charging. Yeah, his project management staff get paid a fixed rate. So now his project management staff, they're going to have less work to do by like 25%, which is pretty significant. And he's going to be making more money as well, and actually significantly more money. If we can bring this from like permanently from 15 up to like high-ish 20s, that's like a 40%, or like it's almost double his profitability in like a month and change. So anyway, I thought this was really neat. If you have any, I'm sure there's like other use cases that you guys can think of, but something to think about, like actually looking at the numbers behind a business and micro optimizing little things like the price and actually measuring the results, micro optimizing like every little part of your business. I just thought this was like just the coolest thing. So hopefully that inspires somebody here. If you want to know like how to do this, this is an Airtable build. We start with just randomly, or actually just split testing like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B for the price. We have another automation that measures whether it's one. And then we have two tables here. One is called A-B split tests, and one is A-B split test variance. So all we do here is we have the variance here, which are obviously there's formulas for that. The conversion rate formula is just very, very simple. And then the A-B split tests table is just measuring which one of the two variants, either A or B, is winning. And then I have another formula here to determine whether the price should go up, stay the same, or go down, or is undecided, based on the so just like, this is really simple. Like if the maximum of the variant price is the winning price. So if the higher price is winning, we go up, and if the lower price is winning, we go down. And if we hit the maximum, the upper price limit or the lower price limit, we stay the same. And yeah, so the logic I think is like very simple, but I just thought this was so neat and wanted to share it. So hopefully you guys enjoy that.